Hello and what is up? If you follow me on Twitter, you know that today we're not talking about numbers on Analytics Friday. Today, I actually want to do a review of one of my favorite social media platforms, new subscription service. Twitter rolled out a new subscription plan called Twitter Blue, and I'm going to be reviewing that today. You may notice we're about 15 minutes late on starting this stream, and that is because it took me an embarrassing amount of time to figure out how in the world to share my iPhone screen on StreamYard. But we're here, we're doing it. I'm super excited. If you have any specific questions about Twitter Blue, drop it in the chat. If you have Twitter Blue, please drop that in the chat and let me know what you're thinking about it. Otherwise, let's get rocking and rolling. So, you are going to see me. I am going to be on my phone, but you are going to be able to see my phone screen here. So as I scroll along, you'll be able to see. So if you are wanting to see if you have access to Twitter Blue, you simply press on your little icon up top, and Twitter Blue is going to show up in the middle of this screen. You can see that now I have, oh, Militia, hello, wishing you and your baby's health. But thanks for dropping in. I always appreciate your support. Thank you. Okay. If you don't have Twitter Blue yet, the icon is going to show up in the middle of your this menu, but once you get it, it goes to the top of the menu. Now, this personally, I don't really love because I'm very used to if I want to see the last thing I tweeted, like I tweet a lot of polls and things like that. If I want to see the last thing I tweeted, I can always just hit my profile, and that used to be the top option, but now it's not. It's fine. You live and you learn. So if you're wondering what Twitter Blue is, it gives you this kind of rundown. So it allows you to undo a tweet. Now, let me tell you, this is not what I expected it to be. So these are all the options. So you can undo original tweet. This is all the things that I have turned on. You can turn them on and off. You can undo original tweets, replies, threads, quote tweets, poll tweets, and you can view the tweet after sending. And then you get the undo timing selection right here. And that's exactly when it says undo, it literally means undo. This is not an edit button that everybody asked for and said that they would pay for. This is simply an undo. So if I go to tweet something, so I'm going to say, um, join us now live. That says love. See, this is why we need an undo tweet. But I'm going to say join us now live. When I tweet it, it gives me this screen. So you can see that there's a little loading button and it says, "Oh, this will upload in 20 seconds. Speak now or forever hold your peace." I'm going to undo that because I don't need to tweet that. But here's my thing, right? You are asking me to proofread on the fly. Very few times do I tweet something and then look at what I'm tweeting again after I've already hit send to see whether or not I actually want that to go out. It's usually like I tweet something, a couple of people interact, and then I look back at it and I'm like, that didn't make sense at all. Um, so yeah, me not a huge fan of this undo thing. It's also kind of annoying because the time, it's like you tweet something and then there's like a timer before it goes out and it just like disrupts the flow and all of that of Twitter. But I don't know. At least we've got it. Personally, not a huge fan. Anyways, then you have reader, which is like changing the size of your text, which you can do this. Like if you have an iPhone, you can change the size of your text at any time. So not sure what that's about. You can choose your theme colors. I think if I changed the theme color of Twitter, it would freak me out. Like if I changed it to green and everything on here was green, I'd be a little weirded out. That's me personally. You can choose a new app icon. Again, these are some weird options that they're giving us. Like I don't care about what the app icon looks like, even though this grungy one is really cute. But again, I think if I was to go into my apps and look for the Twitter icon so I could get into Twitter and it was black, I would completely look over it because I'd be looking for the blue. Just another odd experience. Custom navigation. Now this one is cool. So obviously your home always stays there, but then you can select what other things you want in here. So we have explore, communities, notifications, messages, bookmarks, lists, profile, and monetization. I do know that Spaces is coming to some people's navigation. Like I have another account I'll show you where that is my, hold on, I just realized that you guys can't see everything. So I'm going to hide that. Okay. So I do know that some accounts have access to a Spaces icon in their navigation. This account, for some reason, it's not showing me, and I don't know if it's a Twitter Blue thing, like that's not an option in Twitter Blue or what, but alas. So you can do this in the order in which you select them, changes the order that they are in the navigation, which is really, really nice because I wanted to keep my DMs on the far right side and my notifications I wanted to be in the middle. So you can see that's now how I have it set up. Um, and then here are some of like the big thing for a lot of people right now is that you can read certain websites ad free. And you can see they have a list of all of the ones that are ad free. So like The Verge, that's a cool one to have access to. Business Insider, which I'm like, okay, so let me go in here because I thought you had to have a subscription to Business Insider, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see, let's read more. So you can see, yeah, you have to have a subscription. So like you have to have a subscription and a subscription to Twitter to not see ads. That seems kind of lame. I don't know. That's just Business Insider though. Like if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that like Search Engine Journal, you can see it without ads. Which is cool. Um oh, this is also fun. You're supporting, so this shows you the sites that you're looking at ad free, which is cool. $3 for Search Engine Journal. How exciting. And then you can manage your subscription, whatever, through here. Again, it goes through the features down at the bottom. Um, Something that's really, really cool about um, there are two really big things about Twitter Blue that I'm personally into. So I know that, let me see. Okay, so I know Amalia, oops, had a thread go viral this morning. So that's not it, or that, or that, or that. Okay, so here, I became a marketing director in 3.5 years into my career. My top tips if this is a role you're aiming for. So now with Twitter Blue, something that I really like personally, and something that is really useful because it's kind of like the top form of content right now, is this view thread and reader. And when I click that, you can see it just shows all of her tweets as one long thread, right? Nothing else in between. You're not going to get distracted by anything, and it's a lot easier read. Um, and then you can change the size here too if you want to. So like if you want it to be large, you want it to be smaller so you can read it faster or whatever. I just keep mine at medium, but for some of our friends, especially those visually impaired, that's really helpful. So we can go through this. Now, another really cool thing, oh, and if you hit this book in the top right-hand corner, it brings you out of reader mode. If you hit it up there, it puts you in reader mode. But something that's really cool, again, that I like, and really could have used more so a while ago when I was using Twitter for more like professional development stuff. Not that I don't now. I just have less time to do it now, but is bookmarks. So you can see I bookmarked that, but I can add it to a folder. So now I have folders where I can say prof dev, right? And I'll call it general. General. And so now I have this folder. And when I go to my bookmarks, I can look at all my bookmarks or I can look at just my specific folders, and they're all going to live right here. So if I might have one for SEO, I might have one for analytics, I might have one for puppy dog pictures because that's really important. Um, so there's always that. Um, And let's see, what can we edit here? Literally just the name, so you can't make, like, these pretty, like, I wish I could customize these. Of all the things we could customize on Twitter, that's not one of them. But you can always create new folders, go through all of your bookmarks. So, like, this is really interesting because I really don't and never did bookmark things, a ton. Like, it's really just Matt. So, shout out to you, Matt. Um, and I don't even remember doing that, but whatever. Something else really interesting, right now is this didn't used to be like this. Unless it did, somebody tell me in the comments if it did. But I have the option to look at home or latest tweets right up here at the top. When I used to have to do it up where these stars are, I used to always just have it on latest tweets. And if I wanted to go to like the home view, I would switch it. And so now it says that it's pinned, which is really interesting. Oh, now I'm in here. Twitter blue. Yeah, and so that's all the same thing, but, really interesting. I don't know, I don't think that's a Twitter Blue thing, I think it's just a Twitter thing in general. Um, so that's been I just saw this today. If anybody else has seen it, let me know. But yeah, really not something that, okay, so let's talk about it a little bit. So Twitter Blue is $3 a month. It's not a one-time fee, it is a monthly fee, and it's $3 a month. So really the big things that you get access to is, like, customizing the app, and that's just, like, the colors and layout, which okay. You get ad-free articles, which is nice, especially if you use Twitter for, like, news, um, but it's not really helpful if the site still requires a subscription, so I don't know. But for some sites, like I said, Search Engine Journal, for instance, it's nice to be able to scroll through that content without the ads, I guess. And it is cool that they pay the publishers. I'd be interested to see kind of how that works. I'll have to talk to Danny about that and see what he has to say about it. And then also, um, then we also see the thread reader, which is nice. So it compiles all of the thread into one big long piece of text that you can read without, again, any sort of interruptions. Um, oh, hide, stop. Oh. Um, and then the last thing that could be beneficial is beneficial for me is the fact that we get bookmark folders, which is really, really cool. So Andy said, "Hey Bree, anything different on desktop Twitter Blue, or is it not a thing?" Really interesting you brought that up because Dr. Pete sent or tweeted yesterday. So there is a when you have Twitter Blue on desktop, let me share this over on desktop in the when you have Twitter Blue on the left-hand side navigation, you get access to what's called top articles, and it says it's the most shared in your network in the last 24 hours, which that's honestly, I think that's really cool. I've not found a way to see it on mobile, and that's what Dr. Pete tweeted. He was like, "Why can't I see that on mobile?" And honestly, I don't know because this is a really cool feature. I had actually forgot about that. So thanks for bringing that up, Andy. Um, so yeah, so you get access to this. So let's see, read article. Um, yeah, so we see it here. We can see which of our like which of the people I followed tweeted it. So I can see that it's yeah, these 5 people. Again, here SEO roundtable. So this is one that, for instance, would usually have ads in it. And now if I go through, there shouldn't be any ads on here. So that's cool. Well, that's not true. It's only specific websites. I forgot about that. Um, Social media today. I wonder if that's one. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, looks like they're not, aren't any ads on that. But yeah, I believe the experience is pretty similar, for everything else. Join us live. And if I tweet that, oh, maybe it's not. Where did it go? Where did it go? Went here. Yeah, I don't have the access. I don't. I didn't get the opportunity to undo it. I actually haven't really used it, obviously. Tweet. Oh, okay. So now it's here. So it goes onto your timeline. Weird. I'm gonna undo that. Uh, that is very strange. A lot less user friendly, I would say for sure. What else? What else? What else? What else? So we have that. Let's go see if we can find that thread. Okay. This view thread and reader and oh, this is really clean on desktop. I really like that. I like that a lot. Um, so that's reader, and then let's see if I try and oh, it's already bookmarked. Let's go find something else to bookmark. We've got something else to bookmark. Sure. Here we go. We are going to see, can we add weird share bookmark view to my bookmarks. And if I look at my bookmarks here, okay, out here. I'm not seeing my folders on desktop, which is strange. Is it just because of the way I have my screen? Bookmarks, clear all bookmarks. Very strange. Looks like Joe's talking about Twitter Blue as well. So go say hey to Joe. But yeah, Andy, does that okay, Andy says, what would you miss if you stopped using? Worth $2.99 or not? Personally, I would miss the thread reader, because that's really nice. Here's something, I do have my own business, so I can write off this $3.99 a month. Um, I don't know. I don't know that I would actually I don't think I would miss anything, other than maybe the top articles in the thread reader. Um, I don't know. We'll see if I keep it. Like I said, it is a write-off, so it's not like I mean, $3 isn't that big of a deal for a write-off, but I don't know. It's not to me, still not revolutionary. However, could be useful. I don't know, we'll see. I think what I'm gonna do is, I'll use it this month, and then like, next month, I'll get rid of it and just see just how much I do miss it, or if I don't miss it at all. I might. I'll also be interested to see, like, what they like, let's say I have Twitter Blue and I use bookmark folders. If I get rid of it, do my folders go away? I don't know. I'll be interested to see. Well, we will find that out next month. So stay tuned, friends. But yeah, so you just do the subscription. I just did the subscription through the App Store. I'd imagine that's going to be the same for everyone. Is that it's just a subscription through? Actually, I don't know. If you go to sign up on, can you sign up on desktop? And if so, what does that process look like? Surely you have to be able to. Twitter Blue manage subscription. Looks like you bought it on iOS. Okay, so yeah, you can obviously. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know. You never know if they just want it to be an app thing. But yeah, it looks like you can buy it on desktop. I don't really know that I would miss anything. But we'll talk about it in a month and see if I do, because you never know until it's gone. You never know what you have until it's gone, right? But yeah. So, any other questions? I know Andy is sticking around, hanging out with me here. I really appreciate that, Andy. As always, thank you for the support. While we're waiting for any last questions, potentially, I do want to remind you that we have this awesome social media t-shirt based on the Santa Cruz logo. If you want to feel really cool and show everyone that you're a social media manager, this is going to be the perfect shirt for you. And because you have hung out today, you can use this discount code AF20 to get 20% off your next purchase at marketingmerchstore.com. So it looks like we're not getting any more questions coming through. Um, Thanks everyone for hanging out today. If you have any questions about Twitter Blue, please drop them in the chat somewhere. I would love to answer those. I'll let you know kind of as things evolve what I'm thinking of Twitter Blue. Um, but that's all I got for this week, folks. I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a good weekend. And I'll see you next week. So don't forget,